This is Practifile, and yeah, for you guys watching in the future, this is not a review. So, but I think it's easy to know because it's vertical. Um, can I do it horizontally though? I'm not sure. I don't know, but yeah, it's not a review. It's a live stream, and in any minute, some people will be YouTube algorithm and a large influx of people just clicking and saying hi and they're gone. The usual, just the usual. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Shanling M3 Plus today. Let me just. Okay. So yeah, where is it though? Is it here? So yeah, it came with this one here. It's almost the same size as the as my M3X. Um, almost. It's a little bit bigger and it's a little bit thicker, but um, I would have wished it was the same form factor as the M3X really, because I mean it's not really that of a big deal. It's still really portable. Um, oh my god, running out of battery here. What's wrong? Well, I'll charge it. It's not really that heavy. So far it's actually very good. You get that Shanling sound. It sounds really mature. And I'm talking about sound signature here, but probably I should talk about more about its features. It's yeah, what it is though. Let's see. Let's see what the Shanling M3 Plus is. Shanling M3. This is not a review unit. Oh, hi there. Totally Tucker. Um yeah. Right. Not sure. It may be the YouTube algorithm. It's if you're interested in earphones and stuff like that. Nezuko Muichiro. Nezuko Muichiro. Are you Japanese? Nezuko? Or maybe no. I mean, I know the character. M3 Plus specs. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about a digital audio player. We call it a DAP. If you're interested in audio, you can feel free to stay. If not, you can. It's gonna be an hour long live stream. Just me talking about audio and coffee and just chilling overall. Konnichiwa だね。へえ。ひらがなだ。わかりましたか？へえ。日本語わかりました？僕はもう日本語ちょっと喋れるんですけど、まだ、まあ、まだペラペラじゃないですね。All right, where was I? So yeah, the Shanling M3 Plus. It's a very. Let me show it to you guys though. You have it? Dang. AI there. Set. Oh my god, how do I? Man, like it came with the leather case, but I just want to show you what it looks like without the case. All right, you're 67. Right there it is. It's without a case. It's, oh my god, it's flares. So the buttons are a really big change. I mean, not a big change, but a departure from the circle buttons on the M3X. And you get this, like, just lines, almost kind of lines. I like the colorway on this one here. It's, I don't know, rose gold or something. It's just really classy to hold. Really classy. Um, I like the wheels, the volume wheel this time. It feels different from the previous one, so maybe they changed the internals on this one. Here, you can hear a visible like click. Here, it's almost quiet, and I like that. So yeah, this is about the this one here, and what's this one here? The case you put it on the side. I mean, it's a nice addition. You don't have to. It includes like a TPU case anyway, but I like the weather better. What are you showing us? I'm showing a DAP. It's a digital audio player. It's Shanling M3 Plus. Takumi Furukawa. Ah, 日本人ですか? So yeah, it's an digital audio player. It's like a phone, but for music. So it's Shanling. I like Shanling. I like their house sound or something. If you're in Japan though, I mean, you have access to like a lot of stuff in there. I was in Osaka. I lived in Osaka for like 3 years, like that, and I always went to earphones, and I have access to like releases like DAPs and hey there, Dangelo, DAPs and earphones. So this is priced around what, $469? A little bit expensive, yeah, I know. But my Shanling M3X needs to rest. This is like a 4-year-old DAP, man. Like I bought this in 2020, 2021, like that. So yeah, it served its purpose. I mean, it's still working now. It's just that, and the battery life is actually very good. But it's just that it's like it's not so the it's Android 7, and there are no updates to apps running Android 7. So last week I tried playing YouTube. It doesn't open anymore. So I'm gonna try to install something that I still can. It's still usable. It's just that some of the apps may not work anymore because it's in an older version of Android. And actually, there is a plus to that, because older Android doesn't seem to drain battery a lot, because like there's not a lot of bloatware. So yeah, this is still usable. It's just that I had the opportunity to upgrade, so I have the M3 Plus. Um, so yeah, what do we have here? Let's see. All right, so yeah, there are actually three colors. So I got the mocha. I think there's silver and black. I didn't choose the black. I choose this one here, the mocha. Although I think it's similar to, I don't know, close to rose gold or something. But yeah. Um, it's DAC, the jack chip. It's the internals. It's 43198. This been used. I mean, if you're popular, I mean, sorry, if you're familiar with DAC and sources, this Cirrus Logic 43198 has been gaining popularity recently. But yeah, I mean, with the sources that I've tried with this DAC chip, everything's just, like it's smooth, it's balanced sounding. It's a mix of musicality and technicality at the same time. So I understand why they would use this, because Saber chips or ESS Saber, they're sometimes they would lean on the brighter side. Um, there are two amps in here: SGM 8262, Snapdragon 665. Memory is 4 gigabytes. ROM is 64 gigabytes, and a slot. It's Android 13, so it's a little bit future proof. Like you're not too worried about updates in the future. So hopefully, I don't know, 4 or 5 years I can still use this, because I'm still able to use my Shanling M3X, right? And that's really the important thing when buying stuff that are Android. So make sure it's future proof. I mean, some dApps might be cheaper, like the older models, but you start to question how long you're able to use it. So I mean, yeah, that's the sad part of the tech tech world. Because yeah, we it just feels like it's a never ending upgrade. Bluetooth, it's Bluetooth 5, LDAC, it supports LDAC, aptX HD, aptX, and SBC, so no problem with the Bluetooth there. Oh, it can also be a Bluetooth receiver with LDAC. High-res support, of course. Battery is 3000. What's the battery of the M3X? Shanling M3X specs. Yeah, I just want to compare it. Like, what's the battery of? It's 3200. Okay, 3200. The M3X has 3200, and the M3 Plus. Okay, this is 5 years old, right? And the M3 Plus is 3500. Now, for the battery life, I do think that this one is still better because, again, of the Android version. And although it's like 3200, like, it's small, the screen is smaller, the internals are probably, uses less battery, and this one here, of course, it's Android 13, so it runs the latest model. There's just gonna be a lot going on in here, so, and I did notice that. I mean, I did notice that it's not like it drains like phone. It's when you use it, it starts to like it drains. It's 3005, and that's not a big departure from 3200, right? So 300 more in there. So it says here up to 14 hours single ended and 11 hours unbalanced. Now the Shanling, though, they actually said 20 hours for the single ended, and yeah, can you imagine that? 3200 lesser battery, but they claim that you can run 20 hours with this on single ended. Actually, I think it's more. Like, I can go on like with a week or 2 weeks with this without charging. Of course, that is intermittent use. I don't use it like one straight 20 hours, no, but I don't have to charge it because when I don't use it, it doesn't drain anything. This one here, I'd probably charge it like in this week, maybe this the third time, so keep that in mind. Maybe in the future there will be updates to help it save battery because it's still new. I mean, it's been released like last month in May. So yeah, the output power is 240 milliwatts. No, that is the M3X. That is the M3X because I do think this is higher. Let's see here. It does power pretty. It's crazy. Let's see here. 3.5. Yeah, it's Because in 4.4 here, in high gain, it's 800 milliwatts at 32 ohms. That is high. Compared to Shanling, which is um, only 240 at 32. Because the Shanling, I think it didn't have like amplifiers, or yeah, it didn't have amplifiers. This one here, it has 2 amps, and so it's more powerful. It is, yeah. I think I shouldn't have any problems with this, like driving headphones in the future if I go to headphones, or even speakers. I don't know. Could be. Because, like, 800 milliwatts, that's enough, you know? And high gain, it's 200 and 3.5 output, 200 milliwatts at 32 ohms for high gain. So that's almost the same as my Shanling's balanced output. So it's pretty powerful. This is pretty powerful. Um yeah. That's the specs right there. And moving on to like it's really just like a smartphone, if you can see that, like there's a screen in there, and you can download Google stuff. The only probably difference is the drop down, because it's gonna look like it has options for audio, right? Sorry guys, I'm not doing a great job on this. In my final review, I'm gonna show you properly what it looks like. I'm only using my phone now, but just to give you a rough idea, like for people who don't know what a DAP, it's just Android. It's basically just a phone. Um, so if I go to, are you able to see that there? If I go to audio, there may be some settings there. Like the thing I'm surprised about is there's like 3 gain levels. So usually DAPs only have 2, low gain and high gain. So this one here has medium gain. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Um, and then you also have options to use 2 DACs or 4. So did it say it had 4? Cirrus Logic 43198. Yes, it did say that. Forgot to say that. 4. So it's a quad DAC. And then and there are different filters here. We have fast filter, slow filter, low latency fast filter, low latency, slow filter. So there's a little bit of change there, especially in the positioning of vocals and stuff. It's subtle. You may not hear it. Sometimes I don't hear it. Sometimes it's noticeable depending on the song, but there are different filters there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Oh man, like it's okay. So one thing I'm not really pissed about, but because I have a USB audio player and I bought the tone boosters. I bought the tone boosters. So what that is it's PQ. Oh man, no battery. And I don't know. It's not it's not syncing. Like it tells me to buy it. I've already bought that before, so that should reflect. So maybe I should just delete. I don't know. What do I do? Or reformat? I don't want to do that. Yeah. If you have any questions, guys, like just let me know in the comments. I'm trying to find here how to sync that though. Maybe I should remove account. Yeah, I'll probably remove this one here, and then it's not syncing. I don't know why. It should sync. Anyhow, so that's about the Shanling M3 Plus. So far, I am. Yeah, it's a DAP. I don't really. I mean, although I hear differences in like sound with DAPs, I don't really. I'm not that of a fan in suggesting getting DAPs because if you if you want sound, of course, get an earphone or change your earphone or EQ it. But the difference is to, it's not really big to justify the use case. That makes sense. I bought it just because I'm a I'm a Shanling fanboy, maybe. Um, oh, this one here. It's not a review unit. I actually bought it at a discounted price, of course. I mean, I asked them. I was ready to pay for it full. Like I was just asking, like, hey, I want. You're not supporting the M3X anymore. I need an upgrade, and I do reviews, so if you could give me a discount, that would be helpful. And they did give me a discount. Not a lot, but it's helpful. But would I buy this full price though? That's the question. Would I buy this full price? Um, huh. Yeah, I mean, I bought Shanling full price before. It's probably around the same price. I don't know, 300? No. Yeah, probably more expensive. This one is more expensive than the Shanling. Um, it's hard to say. If you have the cash and if I'm a very mobile listener. What that means is when I was in Japan, like I was on trains and like listening everywhere and I want to change the volume. I'm sure some people will prefer dongles, but dongles are okay. Like use them in your PC, use them in your phone. But I just want just like a separate player for music. Sometimes I use my phone for that, and that's why I still buy phones that have a 3.5 jack. um, Unfortunately, a lot of phones right now are not, they don't have microphone jack anymore. So I'm thinking of buying an upgrade. I'm eyeing on an Xperia phone. I know they're expensive. Um, I I can spend money on that because I use it every day. It's a daily thing. Well, dApps too. It really depends on you on how you use stuff really. Um, so yeah, that's about the Shanling M3X. Those are my initial thoughts. So far it's matured sounding. Yeah, it's matured sounding. It's not really that engaging. What I mean by that is it just sounds so smooth. Like it sounds so smooth. And it has that Shanling sound in there. Like it just sounds natural. So I need to do some A/B test because I feel like the M3X is more engaging. I don't know why, but I also think that Saber, because this is ESS Saber, right? I also think that Saber DACs tend to be a little bit harsher in the treble. It can be with this one here, even if Shanling has a like warm tonality overall. It does happen to some of the sets, but I didn't really feel that on the M3 Plus. Maybe it's the CS43198, maybe it's the amp, or maybe just the combination of everything, um, the overall implementation of everything. So yeah. Um, yep. That's about it, I guess. Shanling M3 Plus, and I'm going to make a video on the Odyssey. Man, this is. I mean, if you know Paul and if you know Mike Bruce, so and I'm in their Discord, and Mike Bruce said like, Paul said like, oh, like if I had to choose Cadenza 4 or the Odyssey, I said like I'd probably choose the Odyssey. I just feel like it has a better balance of everything. And then Mike was like, No way. Like I didn't like the treble and stuff like that, and like I explained why I like it, and maybe it's just personal preference. And a few days ago, Timmy commented on my Facebook post saying that, hey, like the treble on your Odysseys looks like a little bit tamed. And I checked. I mean, like prior to that, of course, I've checked like other graphs, but I didn't realize mine because I thought they just graph the same. Because of course, when I look at other graphs, I mean, it kind of like the glide, kind of like it's just similar. Um, but I didn't realize that it was lower in the treble. My unit had a lower treble because I didn't overlay my graph. And so when Timmy mentioned that, like, hey, your Odyssey is a little bit tamed in the treble, and then I started overlaying my measurement to other squigs, and yeah, I my Odyssey has a not yeah kind of like it in comparison to there, because on listening it's not tamed. It is not tamed on listening. It just strikes a perfect balance. um but in comparison to their squid, to their measurements, mine is definitely tamed. And I understand now, probably that's why Mike said like the treble can be a little bit spicy up there, or they didn't like the implementation of treble. I can see that. Like if I had that 3 dB, I think it's 3 dB difference. So you see, I'm not sure if it's a silent revision or just QC, because like even like a resistor or a capacitor, I don't know, that's how they tune stuff, like the resistor, capacitor, stuff like that. If there's a difference in there, it can definitely change the tuning. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's a silent revision, or I don't know. I mean, some companies do that. They do silent revisions, um, especially when, say, for example, because they're sourcing the drivers from different manufacturers, right? Some companies, they make their own DDs, like KZ, they make their own DDs, and they do their own research on their DDs. Like Juno, they make their own DDs, but most of the companies, they're sourcing it from different, manufacturers. And when those drivers run out, or when those manufacturers like stop their business, what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna change it, and when you change it, it's definitely the tune is definitely gonna change. And that's what happened with Let's Sure Cadenza 12. So I had the first version, but I think, yeah, I think they had to change the DD because I think the manufacturer has stopped producing it. So, but they were very transparent in that. They said like this is the 2025 version because now it's a different sound. I haven't heard it. I wish I could, but nope, never heard it. So yep, I like the Odyssey, man. Like, I mean, I'm thinking of giving it. I was, I was just yeah, I was sure giving it like perfect star, like the Let's Sure STL 24. I was sure until Timmy mentioned that mine had a lower treble. Um, because it's either QC or a revision, right? I can't I can't give a perfect star to an IM that other people may not feel may not feel the sound that I'm hearing. That does that make sense? Hey, what was Gillette? What's WSG? Is it like a millennial? No, not millennial. Is it? What are you guys? Generation X? Sorry. Where was I? So yeah, like I didn't feel like giving a perfect star score to an IM. And then what if like other people would get the tuning that had a higher treble, you know? So Because definitely I am sure my unit had a lesser treble. I compared it because, for example, Tone Deaf Monk's Squig, my Jews Air Defiant measures exactly the same as his when I overlay. So that means there's, if it was like 1 dB difference, I it's probably understandable, but yeah, uh 3 4 dB difference in upper treble, just a downward tilt overall. So that my unit definitely probably sounds better. I can't say I'm glad because, and I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Like, I like it because of the balance, but also I feel sorry for the people who are gonna buy it and they don't get this kind of tuning. So I don't know. I Yeah. What do you guys think? Because QC is definitely, it's definitely something. It's an issue in chi-fi. I mean, not probably not only in chi-fi, but there are companies that check the tuning. BQEYZ does that. They individually check the channels. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if, I don't know, like they added a filter, they changed a filter or something, but, or I don't know. I really don't know. Probably it could be a filter thing though. Like they just changed the grade like from, I don't know, 300 to 500, and now you got like a tamer um upper treble. It's not really tame. I just feel like it has very good balance overall. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Like, because I don't know, I can't give it, although I really like to give it like a perfect score. I just can't. I don't think it's fair because, my unit measures differently. So I don't know if I got lucky or it's a silent revision, or I don't know. So you go figure. So, but still, had okay, let me just double check. If I had that increased treble, would I like it? Probably not. Because for me, the treble is actually just borderline there. It's just at the edge of being too forward. Um, so yes. Um, what else? Oh, I have the Kefine Quatio coming. So, and then Fio Planar. What's that though? Um, what do I get though? Is that like FP3? Oh, it's the planar, right? Man, it's, yeah. I don't know how much I'm gonna pay for this though, cause I think I'm gonna. Recently, I've been paying uh taxes, tariffs. That's what you call tariffs. I think for others, I think they covered that, like from shipping, but some like Shanling, they didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for the tax. So I paid for the tax. So I felt like I was paying the full price. $50, 58 or something, because they shipped it in DHL. And so yeah, the discount just went to the well, I mean, I got the leather case and the TPU case. I probably only need one though. I don't need the TPU case because the leather case is probably just enough. But yeah, $50. That's a lot, man. for a 469 set. Oh my god. So I don't know how much I'm gonna pay for the FP3 because Fio did tell me that they are, they are going to, they're not gonna pay for the tax. I said okay. But this is an older model, is it? What's this one? Actual first new meta? What's that? Let me see. Actual what did up? What was that notification? Saw some Discord notification. Is it? Is it Crin though? Is it Crin? Oh, the RSV. The RSV is actually good. I've heard the RSV. Yeah, so much about that. Yeah, what else do I get? So I'm getting the new Ear Acoustics VSA. VSA. And I think some have already, like I think Paul has already measured them. The Ear Acoustic VSA Max. Sounds like Viva Max or something, Man, I know. And then Paul, I think, posted this. He said about like being too bright, and man, that is bright there. Yeah, like the yeah, 8K elevation. It's not a Coupler peak. I'm pretty sure it's Coupler peak plus an elevated treble in there. I may want to put something in there though. You know what? I feel like so ear acoustic was I don't know, formerly, or I don't know if it's a sister brand of TFZ. I know they make good sounding V-shaped struts, bass headsets before. But I feel like this is a game of filters with their single DDs. What do you guys think? I think it's I don't know. Like because when you go to their website, like I forgot the naming. Their naming is so like Ear Acoustic Spa, the SPA. It looks like they have the same driver, but in a different price category because it had a different kind of shell. I don't think the shell played a role with the tuning. I think it's well, yeah. If the shell, yeah, maybe a little bit. It can alter the sound, maybe. But it's mostly probably venting. Um, it's mostly probably venting. I mean, if it had a different shell with a different venting, then that would explain. But if it had like if the internals are the same and only the outer faceplate is different, it's probably only the filters, the venting filters and the nozzle filters. And how much is that? Like, oh my god, it's like I can't even convert it to dollars. Like a dime, maybe? I don't know. It's just a very small stuff, man. Those filters. It's you don't buy them individually. Like you, that's just my opinion. Like it can't be a different technology. So and there were priced like there were price high. Like my Spa Limited was $400 ear. I'm gonna give this away though. Ear acoustics. Oh, nope. Ear acoustics Spa Limited is how much is this? $395, man. Like, yeah, it's you know high end. So I got the limited edition one, which is $395. So they have the high end ultra, high end max, limited, and yep, yep. And it had the same like 14.4 titanium gold ball top driver. That's you would wonder what made it. I don't know if it's actual silver though. I'm not sure if the actual shell is silver. If it was actual silver, probably. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe that's why. Um, yeah. And like, there's actually like when you, I'm in Linsol now, so high end, high. There's actually no change to like the specs other than the price. Because high end is 137, high end ultra 174, high end max 266, limited edition 395. It's crazy. I yeah, I mean for my unit I like the sound. I like the sound, but for the price, I think I made a review on that. I only gave it an A. Cuz for the price, man, it's crazy. I mean, I can't. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Pirate Poro, were you the one who we were talking before about like before I heard the volume S, or maybe after I heard the volume S, were you the one talking about the Odyssey? That you like the Odyssey too, or I don't know if it was you, because I remember like doing live stream and someone asked me if I've heard the Odyssey, and yeah, and did you say you liked the Odyssey? You said like I'm not sure if you said you liked the Odyssey. Yeah, right. It was you then. Yeah, because it's good. It really is good. I'd probably choose the Odyssey over the Volume S. Like a lot of IMs, I'd probably choose. But that's it. I'm not sure. But that again, I can't. This is so hard to navigate because I don't know if I'm get it if this is a lemon set, you know? I don't even know if I would like the Odyssey had it if my unit had a different treble, if that makes sense. Cause now I think I don't know like cause I just compared it to cause Timmy called me out saying like, hey dude, like your Odyssey is the treble in your Odyssey is pretty tame. Yeah. Um but I don't know. But this is the Odyssey is like 200 something, right? But this is definitely on top. Like for me, this is yeah. I'm still giving this an S rank though. But I also need to include that in my video if it's really like a revision or if my set is just a dud unit or a lemon set. But um, I mean, yeah, 2-3 dB something like that difference in the treble. I'd choose this over the Cadenza 4. I'd choose this over the Meyer Audio. And I don't know. Maybe it's really just the reduced treble. Uh, but yeah, the Odyssey is good. Um, and looking at, let's see here, Odyssey. There's really not a lot of change when it comes to like the Odyssey and the Lush. And when you look at it, it looks like the Odyssey is actually much bassier, but no, it's not. It's maybe it's because of I don't know, maybe it's the BAs that they're using and just the overall downward tilt of the Lush that's making the bass more pronounced. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's definitely difference in there, but in my case, it's like a 3 dB of um 3 dB difference, and it looks like it may be no, Because I'm thinking it's filter. Because usually when you change the filter only the filter only reduces a certain frequency. Say for example a 500 nozzle filter, 500 mesh nozzle filter. It'll only decrease um, 5 to 8k energy, and you can see that, but it doesn't change the upper frequencies. Yeah. Same with planar. So in planars respond to foams better than nozzle filters or mesh filters, and vice versa. DDs respond better with mesh filters than it is with foams. So if you wanna tame a planar 10k energy, it's better to use that with a foam. So or a combination of both. So again, it's only limited when you're doing filters or foams. But with my Odyssey, it looks like there is a total downward tilt from 4K down to the last treble. And so that's why I thought this may be a capacitor resistor thing. It's just really maybe, I'm not sure if there's a no. I don't know if it's silent, if it's a silent revision, because here's the thing: if it's a dud unit, if it's a lemon unit, both channels should have different measurements, right? Yeah, we're becoming investigators here. Oop. But no, both channels measure the same thing, and actually, the channel balance is actually very good. The channel balance is actually very good. Yeah, like it's very good. So I don't know. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's the impedance, if it's sensitive to source, or a silent revision, or just how other reviewers do it. I don't know. That's that's why I was thinking. That's why I was wondering if this is a QC issue. I don't think this is a QC issue because again, the downward tilt. Yeah, let me just double check again. Like let's say. So there's really two things going on here. It could be that it's a silent revision or just really the impedance on my measuring device. Because I saw that happen with the Cadenza 12. I saw that happen with the Cadenza 12, yeah. But that was, yeah, it shouldn't happen though. It shouldn't happen. It should, like, I should see differences with different IEMs. Like, I didn't, if I overlay my graph on the Defiant on Tone Deaf Monks, it's, no, it's almost the same. Like, 99%. But with the Odyssey, if I overlay my Odyssey, it's, yeah, it's like 3 dB difference from, even from 3K downward. So how about his Lush though? Let me see. I'm sure he has Lush. Does he have Lush? Okay, who do I... Okay, how about Paul's Lush? And then... Let's see. Oh, nope. Lush. Lush is the same. Lush is... No, yeah, it's almost the same with me and Paul's. It's... Yeah, Lush is the same, me and Paul. But... if I do the Odyssey... If I do the Odyssey... Oh, he did say there's 10 ohms in difference there, though. Like, what is this? 1 ohm and 10 ohm? So the higher the ohm value, the higher the outside. That's why I thought it may be just... There are two values, 1 ohm. Less than 1 ohm. Okay. So this is it. So Odyssey. It's so freaking low. Can you see that? You see that there? That area there? That is so, you know, that's pretty big. That is pretty big. And okay, I'll show the Lush. Lush is, yeah, you know, like uh Lush is like, yeah, okay, channel imbalance, you know. See that? That's a big little bit of sub bass, maybe one. No. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Pirate Poro? Is it I don't think it's so there's a high chance it's a revision. I don't know. Sloth? Okay. Um okay, see samples of Odyssey, really? Oh, he okay. So for a while, okay. Let me just. Man, I hate this tilt stuff. Oh, he does have. All right, sample one, sample two, and sample. Not so. Probably it's closer to sloth. Mine's still lower. Dude, like look at that. Mine's still lower. Mine is like the blue area there. So, okay, mine okay. So it's this is hard to navigate though. Like let me see. So sample one, I'm doing the sample two only because it's the same with the base stuck, but mine's significantly yeah, kind of low here because um if I put like sample one in there, there's no tuck, right? There's no tuck. So, oh man, I don't know what's going. Yeah, it could be QC. Could be QC. Um, yes, I know it's lower. I don't think this is a revision. It's probably the material. So, for example, if they're gonna order something like, because again, you tune this with resistors and capacitors, right? I'm not sure if they check every piece of it, if it's really producing the same values. Don't I mean this company even just like with a very simple unboxing, it sounds like this company is just bam 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 bam, you know, producing stuff and I feel like it's not their fault, but also their fault kind of because when they order the raw materials and so they're getting so for example you're getting like all this resistors and capacitors for the tuning and they just you know like they just solder everything and they check balance when they're done with it they check the balance but they don't realize but maybe they only check if left and right matches perfectly and that's it they don't really realize if there's a difference in tuck or there's a difference in treble and I think it's the internals that are giving off different uh values because even like capacitors and resistors they're not perfect they're not giving off like perfect value right there's always a little bit of difference in there the best way to do that is of course check individual piece if they're you know giving off similar values. But that's, that's a lot of work to do. Checking everything. Oh my god, that's so yeah. It's not a I don't think it's a silent revision. Maybe I'm just lucky I got this set. He's got like, yeah, and I can tell them though. I can let them know like, hey, like that's why and maybe they're sourcing this, the materials they're sourcing this to, like like a cheaper manufacturer. And probably that's the reason why some earphones are expensive, because maybe they really make sure all the components are correct, the values are correct, and so it involves a lot of work, and more work means more cash. Like if an employee spends more time on the table building something, then you're gonna pay that employee more, right? And who's gonna pay that? It's the consumers. Like they increase it. This is business, and like, yeah, I understand some people say like they're ripping you off or something, but there's a reason why something is expensive. I mean, sometimes it's ridiculously overpriced. Like, yeah, a lot of like that. It happens everywhere, but sometimes there's really a reason why stuff are expensive and why stuff are cheap. Um, you know what? I'm gonna pee for a while. Yeah, man, these coffee. I know. That's why. Like I can't shill something. It's too unfair, right? I like it. I like it, but I can't shill it because I know people some people are not gonna like it. And I'm gonna sound a shill for scoring this perfect. I mean, if I don't think they can. I'm not sure if they can replicate the tuning on this one here. Um yeah. So yeah, but I do I think just ranking it, I don't know, maybe just an S plus maybe would suffice. I mean, a lot of people like it. Or I don't know, really. I really don't know what's going on. Or maybe it's just really sensitive to source. That could be a reason, sensitive. But no, this is not sensitive to source. This guy here, he's got like three samples of it, right? Man, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know he had three samples though. Like I was looking for someone who like, yeah, let me see. I don't know who. Odyssey Lo-Fi, Joyce. Probably Joyce. I'm probably closer to Joyce. Um. Yes. Ooh. I found mine. Da-dang. Joyce. See that? Yay! So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Say here, Kazi. How about Kazi? Nah, really? What is this? This is ridiculous. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Empire Ears Odyssey. Koi. Probably not. Lone Fi. Probably not. Obi. Probably. What is this? This is so. Oh man, I feel sorry for Obi. His Odyssey is cucked. No! No! Sound dignity. Nah, that's too high. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of Joyce's. Screenshot this. Yeah, and let them know, like, hey Zigot, this is the actual tuning. Just do it like this, you know? And you see that mine has a more pronounced sub bass. You see that? Mine has a more pronounced sub bass. Um because I use foams when measuring. I just feel like it represents with how I hear stuff. So I use foams and specific foams, not just any foams. It's specific KZ foams. I have a bunch of them. I was saving KZ foams solely for measuring. Yeah, I'm using foams because when I use silicones, sometimes it doesn't make sense for me. Like there are peaks, but I don't really hear the peaks or something. So I feel like the foams replicate better with how I hear stuff. It may be different with other people. Yeah, I like the KZ foams, and the KZ foams they measure well with ions. Like with other foams, they're finicky, and but with KZ foams, they're good. Um, and what I like about the KZ foams is it actually reduces the 8K peak, right? Now, I know the 8K peak is a coupler peak, and I would know because if it's a silicone foam, I'm sorry, if it's a silicone ear tip, it makes the 8K peak more pronounced, and sometimes it doesn't really translate to listening. It's just a coupler peak. But with KZ foams, it reduces the 8K peak, and it shows which of the either past 8K or before 8K, you would see which of those frequencies are more pronounced, if that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, and like and even here with the Odyssey, like I was like, why does this have it didn't have an 8K peak, right? And same with Joyce. She just probably just snug it and no 8K peak. Okay. There's really no 8K peak in here. There's like that's why I said like this one here like you treble sensitives you don't have to worry about anything because even without an 8K peak there's really nothing going on. I'm glad I'm not alone. Yay. And also my mic I'm using Creative Sound Blaster USB. I don't know. I just like it too. Okay, so I'm glad that I'm not alone. So what do I do? I'll probably let them know, like, hey, release the Odyssey with my the same as my measurements and Joy's measurements, and yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. I'm glad I found it though. Who else though? Who else has this? Sound check. Probably sound. That's too much bass. Sound check. If I find two, then probably we're good, right? If I find two or three same measuring, I'm good. No. He's yep. No, not sound check. Oh my god, do I have to do this one by one? Audio Amigo. Probably not Audio Amigo though. But we shall see. I just need to find one more. Nah, mine is lower. Not Audio Amigos. I feel like... So, let me see here. I want to know if this is like one of the first releases or... Zygot Odyssey Joyce. When she reviewed the Odyssey, or... Because, you know... 7 months ago, though. 7 months ago. Yeah, so during release then. I don't know. I really don't know. Man, I don't know. There's just a lot going on in there. I just hope you get the tuning if you buy the Odyssey. But I know it's not fair for me to be recommending this. And people are gonna gotcha on which tuning they're gonna get. I can't blame the company. I mean, they're trying to sell stuff that are less, I mean, yeah, less expensive, but it's just the nature of, nature of the business. I mean, they could do better. Definitely they could do better. And that's why I'm doing this kind of video so that hopefully it'll reach the company, and they're more aware that there's actually different tunings going around, and to stick with a certain tuning. Yeah. I think that's it, guys, for today. And oh, I'm really happy that you guys have been commenting on like my short video on the giveaway. So I think so. Hi-Fi Go reached out to me. They were asking if I'm gonna do the pick or they're gonna do the pick. Looking at the comments, I feel like there's a higher percentage an Asian will win. Just looking at just I don't know, just I just feel it. It's Asia because I mean, like when I look at my channel too, like the viewers, it's mostly in Indonesia, mostly Southeast Asia. So there's a high chance an Asian is gonna be picked as the winner, and it's gonna cost me to ship stuff back to Asia. So um yeah, yep. I know how much it's gonna cost me. I just don't want to pay something that is more expensive than the IM itself. So Jew's Ear is like $85 now. I don't know how much I need to pay if I ship it to Asia, but Hi-Fi Go, I think they will pick the winner from the comments and contact the winner. And yeah. Or should I do it too? It really depends. Yeah. But yeah, I did tell them like if you're more experienced in finding a winner to come. I've never done that. I mean, I've done giveaways before, but I used the Gleam. I used Gleam. So yeah, I have a Gleam account for giveaways. But yeah. Maybe I should use Gleam next time though. But yeah, I'll try to use Gleam. But I did say that, comment down below, so yeah. Yeah, yeah, I know. They have a giveaway. I know they have a giveaway. A lot of giveaways. So I know, yeah, they're more experienced on picking up winners, so I'll probably just give the floor to them in picking the winner so that it's also easier if it's an Asian winner then they can ship it directly. The Defiant. My plan is really if I'm really glad. I didn't expect, I- like I'm not monetized yet. I mean, like I turned on monetization, but it's still really really slow. Like I they don't pay out unless it reaches $100, and now I'm still in like $40 or something. But yeah, if in the future if this channel grows and I get paid more, I'll definitely use that money to buy stuff and for giveaways. Definitely. I'm not gonna use that for like personal stuff. Nah. I like this. I mean, I like doing stuff like this, review and just talking to the community. But I don't see myself making this like an income or something. It's Nah, I can't do it. I mean, so yeah, I guess that is it. Thank you so much for staying in, guys. It was really Pirate Paro. Yep. Thanks a lot. What else is coming? So I'm getting Theo, VSA, Sound Peats. What else am I getting? Oh, the K-Fine Quatio. I don't know, probably next week. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that already, how good that is. I'm positive I'm gonna like it too. I'm quite positive on the K-Fine. They make fine stuff. Hearing the clean was nice. It was my first K-Fine. I rank it S plus, single DD, because I know it punches way way more than it's priced, and yeah, I'd probably what's this one here? Advise getting the Explorer. Um, but that's the thing again. Mike Bruce, we were talking about like the treble of the Odyssey in Mike's Discord in Paul Wasabi's tab. He didn't really like the treble, and I understand that because had my unit had that like elevated treble, I probably won't like the Odyssey. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I we just figure it out. Like I thought my unit is, like a lemon unit or a dud unit, but apparently Joyce, we measure the same. So I'm glad I'm not alone with that. Hopefully, I will let the company know about it. Hey, like do much of better VQC and yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Really fun talking about Shanling and other stuff. Oh, I think I'm releasing the video of the Nnet 20. Yeah. I don't know if you're interested in that. It's more of like a stage musician set if you're on stage. I do get why they tuned it like that. It's very far from audiophile tuning. It's peaky. But on the other hand, if you're gonna use like JM1 tuning or like any of the targets tuning on stage, it's also gonna suck. You can't, It seems like the tunings now from reviewers, the JM1 and everything, they're much more inclined to listening. And on stage, it's a different beast on stage. You really have to increase the bass and the treble, so it's more like a very pronounced V. You're not gonna listen to the vocals, when you're on stage. You're not The vocals are not your cue. Your cue is the rhythm and if you have a click track. So those are your cue and those are the important parts when you're on stage. And it has to seal well, of course, it has to seal well. Unless you're a vocalist, but even if you're the vocalist, you still have different cues in there. If yeah, you want to listen to your voice. So you don't want a lot of bass. Maybe it really depends. If it's a CIEM custom fit, there's just a lot of factors. I just think that V-shaped, like the traditional V-shaped, elevated bass, and a pronounced 6K region is better on stage because of just the nature of everything. So um, definitely it's not nice for listening, um, but it does the job. Yeah, and it definitely that's yeah Studio 2. Yeah, the tuning on the I mean I saw the tuning on that. So it had more. So it's probably yeah I can see. So you can probably hear better with the rhythm. So it's probably more for the guitars and drums. Oh, probably not the drums. No, I don't think it's best for drums because it doesn't have enough presence region, and so you might miss on the click tracks and cymbals. So maybe guitars. I don't know. Maybe it just really depends on preference. So like every musician, they also have a different preference on how their IMs would sound. But yeah, I can see why the Studio 2 would be good for stage. Yeah, I can see that. And you know what? Studio 2, I'm not sure if you've heard it from me, but if I overlay the graph of the Studio 2 to an IM that I really liked when I was in Japan, it's a 2BA IM. It's called Chikyo Sekai Cosmos 2. And Chikyo Sekai is it's a company. It's a distributor company, and they are carrying Moondrop, Soft Ears, and I think Duno. But yeah, they're carrying the big stuff. So what happens is they're a distributor, right? So they get the IMs and then they sell it to earphones and other vendors. Go figure. You know, Chikyosikai Cosmos 2 and that Studio 4, it's like 95% the same except for the treble. Yeah. Um so go figure. I mean, I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." So and that was like 4 years ago, right? I really like that. And suddenly Soft Ears releases a 2B IM with like a 95%. So, yeah. Exactly. But, you know, it would make sense because Chikyo Sekai is the distributor and I don't even know because they're the distributor, right? So it could be that 4 years ago it was actually Soft Ears who tuned that just on a different shell and a different name. You know what I mean? And then now they're releasing it Studio 2, tweaked it a little bit, removed the treble. That's a possibility, you know. That's a possibility, of course. Yeah, I would do that. Like if I'm a distributor, I'm getting, you know, IEMs from a company and I want to make my own IEM, who would I contact to? I can't start from scratch. You know, I can't be starting from scratch if I want to make my own IEM. Like I have already contacts, then I just ask them like, hey, make me an IEM. But you don't call it soft ears, you call it Chikyusekai. And maybe the contract is done. I know these are just theories, but you know, there's a possibility. They do I have a copy of that? Let's see. Chikyusekai. Like, let me show you. Just let me show you first, and then I'm done. um, Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay, this is after sounds. Look at that. You see that? Right. Studio 2 and Check Your Sekai. Just a different treble. And I like that Check Your Sekai actually. Like I remember it really like I was almost bought it. Almost bought this. 4 years ago. I almost bought this. Look at that. Like 4 years ago. Only treble, yeah, I know. Because they said the Studio 2, like they say like the treble is bad, blah blah blah. I would understand why the treble is bad. I mean, I don't know what they did. Maybe just the impedance or something. They changed it something, but 2DD, go figure. Chikusekai. It's the distributor of Moondrop and Soft Ears in Japan. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'll see you again next week. I hopefully I get the K-Fine Quatio next week. Good night, man. Have a great day. And enjoy your weekend, guys. See you around. Bye.